That particular item right there, which is a crystal candle holder. This other one was the Thanksgiving one that I had for 1986. Got two cases of styrofoam, white one and a green one, and then I got 5 cases, almost 6 cases of Christmas candelabra. Turn one box there so I can get the number off of it. Just throw pieces in a case. I got 11 cartons, 50 in each, of 60 by 6 by 4, 200 boxes of a small boutonniere box, and the numbers on those are 3.2, contain 500 boxes. They're 36 by 8.5 or by 5, 8 by 5 right here. I've got picks, got paper bags, got plastic bags, I got steel screening picks, plastic cardettes. I got approximately about 20 hearts and pillows that are satin lace, and they run about 3.5 each, something like that. There's some other cartons in there. I've also got what an individual calls these ones that hold various bud vases, and a lot of these are various sizes. I've got other gold boxes, plus cellophane and plastic boxes, water tubes, casket saddles, hundreds of happy birthday assorted items, and then approximately 1,000 magazines. This here catalog is one of the Indoor Green Plant Gardener, and there's a lot of publications here in this box. There's a lot of cartons in here. Most of these silk flowers all range from $2 to $3. There's quite a few of them up here that range $15, $12 a stem. We've got quite a bit of inventory in this alone. Got also miscellaneous items down underneath the counter, such as in plastics, some Christmas items. Might have some real bright spots in here with these lights, but this is a lot of the silk that's in this particular area. In another room here, there still basically is a lot of silk items, as far as, and then straw wreaths, and then some frames and bags, such as the angels from Valentine's Day, some large silk hangers. Here's about a $250 crib set in this box here, still in the same room. Down here by the electric panel, we have a lot of silk in this area, plus area. It's quite full. Hard to estimate in this Christmas room since I don't have it out, but there's hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of pick items. There are items ranging from 50 cents to $50. Got all kinds of figurines, already made up items in plastic, ready for Christmas sales. carton after carton of stuff that's in the silk and that, and all kinds of decorations. And just like these here, there's 4 horns in these boxes. They're $45 a piece. We've got carton after carton of still straw wreaths hanging here, up here on the wall, still up higher. We have a couple chairs here. These boxes here, we got, I believe they were close to $25 a strand, 9-foot strands, and they got all kinds of the Christmas vinyl with Christmas. Santa Claus here in this bag. Still more wreaths. And then we've got the horses from Valentine. Here I am in the work area of the shop, and the workbench. There's at least 50 cans of spray paints, averaging around $2 and something. Silk flowers up there that run around $8 a flower. Got Christmas trees here in this box. Got everything from sphagnum moss to that under there. Whole box of glue down there. There's probably 200 cartridges of glue. They run about $1 a cartridge. There's a lot of ribbon in those boxes behind the flowers right over in there. And you gotta figure a lot of this stuff runs about $10–15 a bolt in there. Continuing on, there's still a lot more ribbon. You just can imagine this. Each row is hundreds of dollars. Plus there's dried Nielsen pods in there, averaging about $1 each. There's probably 50 of them per, tinning off by the door by the Christmas room. There's all kinds of strelitzia and these bellflowers and twisted stems and pods and so forth, and all the dried materials and the greens and the sticks. A lot of these pods run anywhere from $4.95 to $6 a bunch wholesale, and a lot of this stuff. We still got a lot more dried materials back in here. We've got all these silk items, little boxes, just like these little ones right in here. You can just picture that a lot of these things, $3.50, $2.25, $4.25. There's nests of baskets down underneath here. A lot of them range from the small one around $3 to $8. We've got baskets hanging up above. A lot of these up in here are averaging right around $10 a basket and that. We've got flax, boxes of flax in here. And then we've got cartons of pot covers. This FTD pot covers number 1413, and I think it states it's got 36 to a box, and I believe we got about 10 cartons of them down in here. All kinds of boxes. These are the pot covers right in here. Up in the shelves in the background there, if you want to take a little closer look, we've got a lot of birds and boxes of birds and butterflies and mushrooms and strawberries and little rosettes of candles. Behind the boxes over here, there's some records in that cabinet back there. No need. We have some Christmas garlands starting to come out here, and then we're starting to have some Christmas wreaths being hung up, taken out of the Christmas room. A lot of ornaments. A lot of these ornaments down in here in these boxes average a couple dollars a piece. Poinsettias, other silk flowers and dried materials. As I keep going in here, there's still more baskets. As you can see, a lot of baskets, and a lot of these baskets in this room vary in prices. Everything from about $4 to about $16 in this area. Down here on the floor in the middle of the room, we've got at least 6 cartons of 1986 Christmas catalog number was 525. There's 24 items to a box. These are these red baskets like this. There's some of the materials that were in the other box. Underneath the table back in there, I think they average around $3 for $1, something like that. There's quite a few grosses of pine cones with sticks in them. Then we get into these Christmas decorations, these pick accessories that'll all vary from 72 to 144, most of them 72 pieces to a box. And we've got a lot of these starting to come out right with the Christmas accessories. Motors in the basement. I've got quite a bit of the silk already prepared, arrangement setting there, as well as there's quite a few of them on the table in this area here. I'll start on the west wall over here where we've got a lot of baskets. There's quite a bit of an assortment of different kind of containers, but if we look at them, there's just oodles and oodles of wicker baskets down below, even all the way across there in the various colors of yellows and reds and so forth. Down underneath here I got at least a couple hundred baskets that pertain to the winter season that has a lot of hand-painted decorations on them. Most of these baskets down there would probably average around $10 to $15 per basket. On in this other room, it's going to take a little bit longer. Up here we've got an awful lot of baby accessories done out of wood. I don't know if you can see it, done with lambs and so forth on it. And then right next to it we got there's probably a dozen of that with the lambs and that on there. There's probably close to 18 of the sweet treat ones in here, and those average around $7 a piece. But that lamb one ran about $8.50. We've got it's a lot of metal containers, things with silver on them for 25th anniversary. We've got at least 4 or 5 pictures and that on there. There's a pitcher and bowl and that done in this stuff from Kentucky. We get into these with the strawberries and that on them, all the way over here to ones with pitchers and bowls, these Atagari geese, and then we get into these inexpensive ceramic baskets, down into to the cups and saucers and all the precious moment type mugs. I suppose there's probably around 36 of them right in there. There's some Mother's Day bud vases there, and things that cans and various baskets with mom and that on it. We've got more variation of pots in here. The shell items there, there's about 6 or 7 of those in there. And then we got these beautiful blue with the wicker on them. Down to the base down in there, there's some Fenton and some Hager items, and then there's some black. You can make them out. Going back up to the section 2, we've got more bud vases and all across up there. There's quite a few of them, I'd say about 30 or 40 of them. We get down into this other section, we got some bud vases and a lot of containers there for planters. I think on this shelf here you could say there's another 36 or so. Coming down into these Chinese pattern items, these average around $15 a pot, and if I notice right now, there's probably about 15 of them in there. And then we've got some other brown and blue container, and then somewhat done with the saucers. Then we get into these twin geese. There's approximately a dozen of those in there. And we go down to the second from the bottom shelf, and we get into some pitchers and some chickens and some more planters. We get down in there, we got still boxed up, if you can see it. We still got some containers that average right around $7.50 from last Mother's Day. These are still good because it doesn't state anything about Mother's Day on it. We have some nice brown ceramics down in here, and we got some, quite a few other bowls into this area, plus some wooden items down on the floor. We're on section 3 on the north wall. We've got quite a few planters up there in the top section. In there, we got some bisque ducks and a lot of planters. A lot of stuff that down in here that is basically, if you can just figure, a lot of these bowls, such as these right here, retail around $15, $14.95 a piece. There's quite a few Hager containers down here on the floor. And then we go into some of the beautiful matte white containers. A lot of these are $35, $40 a piece. Some of them higher than that. All the way into some large Hager, some glass, and some more Hager. I'm coming up from the bottom section of section 4 on the north wall. There's just a lot of containers, a lot of pottery. As you can see, you can almost count them. There's dozens of them on each shelf. You get into here, a lot of these particular bowls right here run about $5 a piece. Still a lot of Hager, a lot of matted. There's a brand new bowl, and we've got some religious items up here on the top of section 4. Starting up there on the top of section 5, we're running into some Christmas items. I'm going to take that across real quick. If you can see, there's an awful lot of Christmas mugs and various planters up there. Christmas sleighs. This is in 5. We've got an awful lot of nice items on here as far as terracotta and ceramic. And then we've got some of the various bowls, the ones with the ducks on them. These have been good. Some of these are still a lot of Hager. Then we get into a lot of brass, still, and wood items, and still more Hager down here toward the bottom, the heavier items. Coming around the corner back in here, there's still more brass and Christmas items and Hager. A lot of white bowls that we're running into that's been very popular. Still a lot of brass. Start out, there's a lot of ceramic in these boxes way back in this corner, and a lot of wood material. Here's some more Christmas 1986 cartons. I think there's another 12 cartons in there. Some brass candelabras and some Christmas sleighs down in here, plus wicker baskets. Now, I don't know how the light will come out in here, but I've got a lot of wicker hanging up in the ceiling all the way across. I'll try to take a wide scan of this up here in the ceiling. There's an awful lot. Now this is, I'm viewing east in that room. Still looking east. We've got an awful lot of everyday vases, a lot of rose vases and ceramic and glass bowls and bud vases. All of these things are of daily use. We've got a lot of clear bud vases that are here right now. Plus, there's at least 3 or 4 cartons of the RX, you know, the perfect print. Get into this image collection. I was just trying to get a scan. Still looking east downstairs in the pottery room. I'll take a view of the south shelves. South shelves, besides going through a big area of this, a lot of it is baby pottery back here in the southeast corner. A lot of baby bud vases, as well as St. Patrick's Day containers down there, and musical cradles, and an awful lot of items such as this in this particular viewing area. The other section there I just showed you there, the baby pottery, section 6. This is the southeast corner. We've got a lot of things from these Victorian house planters down at the bottom, averaging around $25 a bowl, plus a lot of jardiniers going across. Coming back up on 5, you can just see a lot of novelty and still baby. A lot of children items in here, in sport. We're still running into baby and sport items. And now we're heading in to a lot of the baseball and super sport. And as you can see, we've got mugs and mugs and mugs. We've got a lot of mugs here. Practically all of 1, 2, 3, and 4, section 4, the biggest share of it are various type mugs and sport items. This is section 3. It's got a lot of the novelty stuff with the chickens, and still the mugs and the figurines from the ducks and the chickens and so forth down in here. There's all these dogs and mugs again. This is in section 2. figurines. Continuing, still got some chrome items in here. Got some crystal items, various glass, sportswear, crystal vases. Like these down here and down here on the floor. Some of that stuff is quite a bit of supply in here.